SHMACKEMAGOB, my friends, it's I, and I'm here on Kiss Wednesday to talk about music from the Elder. Now, I've done the review already. It's a two-parter. I haven't watched it in decades, or a decade. I did it like 10 years ago, maybe a little less. So I don't remember what I said, but it's Kiss Wednesday. Every Wednesday I gotta come up with some Kiss content, so I gotta repeat myself, but I might not totally be repeating myself because who knows, maybe when I did that review I liked Odyssey. Spoiler alert, I don't like that song, but it's the only thing I don't like off here. I mean, does Fanfare even count? I mean, that's stupid too. But I will go through it. Now, my little history, which I probably did talk about because it is interesting. I probably did talk about it on my review. I first bought it on cassette. And by the way, on the Gene Simmons Vault thing, I got the cassette in there, sealed and stuff. It was, well, I'll talk to you about when 1981, when this album came out, my friend had it. And he said, oh man, I got the new Kiss album, the only good song is the first song. So obviously he got the first pressing, the first version, which starts with The Oath. So, and he played it for me. And I was like, man, that sounds really good. I liked it. But for some reason, I don't know if it's not like me for somebody to say to me, no, the rest of the album sucks, and I don't explore it myself because I have weird taste. Opposed to a lot of you out there that love all these albums that I hate and vice versa. I love and you all hate. So I don't really take the opinion of people. I'd rather find out for myself. But for some reason, at that time, I already, I still loved my 70s Kiss, but, I stopped listening to Kiss till Creature of the Night. I already told that story a gazillion times, but Creature of the Night got me back into Kiss. So I didn't bother to listen to the Elder till 1984 or 5. No, it was 85. 1985, I went to a record store, and across the street from that record store was a little mom and pop record store. And I used to catch the bus there, and I had a Walkman. And I went into the store and they had the Elder on cassette for $1. And I said, hey, you know what? $1. And I'll listen to it on my way home on the bus. And I did. And I'm listening to this, and mind you, here's another thing. I mean, not only my friend, but it was universally hated. Everybody hated the Elder. The Elder was a punchline, was a joke, at that time. So maybe that also influenced me like a poser, because I'm not like that, man. I don't get influenced by people's opinion on music. I have to make it up myself because music is personal. It's not science. So I listened to this on the way home, and my first reaction to it was, that's a weird album, man, but it really intrigued me to listen to it again and again. And I would listen to it a lot. I'm a big fan of like some of those Alice Cooper Black Hat albums like Dada and Flush the Fashion and Special Forces, and I like them because they're so weird. I kind of like put the Elder in that category. It's like weird for Kiss. So I kept listening to it, and then I just became hooked. I'm like, I am hooked on this album. And then in '96, I believe, they reissued all the CDs and they put it in order. And this is weird because when I heard this in order, it made even more sense to me. It's like I prefer this version way over this version that I had Gene and Paul sign. Paul has a pretty autograph. Gene just scribbles. Look at Gene's autograph on that hand. It's just a scribble. He doesn't refine it like, with the $ Simmons, which he did do on the Vault I bought. Like a sucker, I bought that Vault. But I got to hang out with Gene and Ace Frehley all day. I already talked about that. But anyway, back to this. So, I'll go through each track and tell you what I think of each of them. And the first track is Fanfare. I mean, it's not even a song. I wouldn't even like, it's not good. I think it's stupid with the little flutes, but it doesn't last long. And it goes into Just a Boy. Now, Just a Boy I really like, but there is a couple complaints I have about it. One, I'm not a big fan of the falsetto. I'm just a boy. I don't like that part, but I love that. Who sailed a ship through the storm, you see, all that stuff. I love that stuff. And my other complaint, it's too short. It should have been like a good 3-minute track. So then it goes into Odyssey. I don't know what I said in my review. I might have liked it. I don't know. I just, man, that song is like the worst song on the album. But there is, hard to put into words, but there is some kind of, I guess, charm to it because it's so weird. And the way Paul sings it, he delivers it is odd. I know Bob Ezrin like felt bad for Paul for singing like that. And that's another thing. Bob Ezrin at the time was like, during Destroyer, he was doing a lot of blow, but he was kind of like a functioning addict, where Elder, he was not that functioning. Even though I love this album, it is the worst direction Kiss should have took in 1981. You know, they should have did Creatures of the Night back then. Ace Frehley said he would have never left Kiss if Creatures of the Night came out instead of this. So anyway, Odyssey I can do without. But you know what? When I put this album, I don't skip a track. I even play Fanfare for shits and giggles. And then it goes into Only You, which is cool, a cool song, originally called, I believe, Eskimo Sun, a very early Gene Simmons written song. I think it's even pre-Wicked Lester. But it's cool. I like Doro Pesch's version of it. Yeah, Only You, I like it. And that riff they used a lot later on, the da-na-na-na-na-na-na. They use it in Unholy. They use it on the live version of Lick It Up. And I know there's another track, I believe it's on, I can't remember now. I know they use that riff a couple more times. Yeah, it's a cool song. The next one's my favorite one, Under the Rose. That song is epic. And I've had more than, because I did a video about me talking about, you know, I love Ace's solo on Under the Rose, and there was more than one person saying, dude, that's Paul Stanley, that's not Ace. And I'm like, really? I mean, everybody out there right now, if you're listening to me and you think it's Paul Stanley, please go listen to it again. How can you mistake these little calling cards that's total Ace, the little bends, and it's so Ace, it's sickening. I can't believe people think it's Paul. Maybe because of the simplistic nature of it, I don't know, but it's Ace like restrained. You know, not doing any his typical stuff, but those little nuances, there's, I don't know the technical terms for it. Guitar players knows, I guess, you know, I said bends. Like there's bends and some little, it's so Ace, and I love it. I love how it goes from speaker to speaker. And I love the chant, you know, it's like the elders, will you sacrifice? My favorite is when they go, Under the Rose. I love the hell out of that song. Now, probably said it in my review, Eric Carr wrote that song, and he was very displeased with how it came out. It wasn't, I wonder how Eric Carr's version was. It was probably like heavy, you know? But anyway, love it. All right, what's next? Dark Light. Man, Ace shreds on the song. A lot of people point to that as like, you know, the best solo and stuff. I like Under the Rose solo more. But I love, that's the best part of Dark Light for me. It's kind of goofy. I think it was originally called Don't Run. It's kind of a goofy tune, like I don't know, it's like disjointed kind of, the verses. But man, when it goes into that solo, and you hear, I don't know what that is, congos or whatever, the bongos or whatever, and Ace is just going off, that saves the song for me. Love it. Love that part of the song. The best part. World Without Heroes, beautiful. Love the song. And I forgot to mention, I did hear that song back in '81 on Solid Gold, that video with Gene crying. I remember seeing it back then. And back then, you know, I was a kid that, you know, really looking for the heaviest bands, especially at that time. You know, it's when I first started looking for, you know, when I heard Manowar and Raven and Venom. Hearing that at that stage of my life, I was like, what the fuck? And then Gene crying, you know, oh, fuck this shit. You know, that's probably, you know what, now that I think about it, that's probably what stopped me from listening to The Elder. You know, my friend said it sucks, everybody's saying it sucks, then I see this video at that time of my life, and I was like, this sucks. I'm not gonna explore this album. But now, I love that song. I love World Without Heroes. I think it's beautiful, and that guitar solo, that is Paul Stanley, is awesome. Awesome, every fucking note. I'll never forget when I saw this Kiss convention of '95 when they played it, and when Paul did that solo, everybody applauded at the end. I mean, great, tasteful solo. Love it. And that may be him doing the solo in Just a Boy too. Sounds like it could be him. And by the way, at the convention, he played Just a Boy all the way up to the chorus, and then he stopped. I wish he would have played it all. But shit, all the way up to the chorus was pretty much almost the whole song, you know? But anyway, then The Oath, which is, you know, I said the first time I heard it, you know, at my friend's house, loved it, I still love it now. And it makes me wonder, you know, during the Unmasked era, they toured with Maiden on Maiden's first album. And there is a gallop in the song. I wonder if Maiden had any influence on The Oath. But it's awesome. I love The Oath. Mr. Blackwell, badass. And it's like the God of Thunder of the 80s. And he uses the same structure of Dr. Love. Because in Dr. Love, he says in the second verse, even though I'm full of sin, in the end you let me in. Well, in the second verse of this, he says, I am a sinner that just loves to sin. I am a winner that just loves to win. I see a similarity with both of them. But yeah, it's a cool tune. It's dark, menacing, and awesome. Then it goes into my second favorite song on the album, the instrumental, Escape from the Island. That song rips. And I've seen people online saying they hate the sirens. I love the sirens in that song. It's just a ripping tune. Love it. Then which is, you know, they're Shouted Out Loud or Rock and Roll All Night. You know, they were trying to somehow encompass that in this album. You know, like, let's end it with an anthem. And it's a cool song. Have you seen that video? You know, recently somebody uncovered that video and they used it on the Kissology box set. But you can see that full video on YouTube. I remember when I talked about Kissology, somebody left a comment going, oh my God, I never knew there was a video for and then I gave them the link, the YouTube link. Yeah, dude, here it is. It's been up for like a year or two. I think that came out, what, 2 years it was uncovered? But and that's what ends it. But you know what really ends it is there's no track name for it, but you know, it has like one of the elders, oh, you see the light in his eyes. That's how it ends. And you hear a little bit of the fanfare thing going on. And that's it. There was supposed to be a part 2 to this. I think it was called like, oh, I forgot the name of it. War to End All Wars or some shit. There was supposed to be a sequel to this. And it's called Music from the Elder because it was supposed to be a movie. And I do remember reading that in magazines when this album came out saying, we're making a movie to this. And never happened. There was a guy out there that attempted it. I'm sure you can still see it on YouTube. There were commercials for it. It looked very low budget. But yeah, there was somebody working on it. But I believe that idea was scrapped. But, you know, I mean, I don't know how good that movie would be, but I love this album. It's a weird album, but believe it or not, I play it more than traditional Kiss albums, like a lot of them. Like the Kiss albums I listen to the most are Dressed to Kill, Alive, and Unplugged. And I guess this one, and Dynasty. Those 5 I listen to the most. And Rock and Roll Over. Rock and Roll Over is my favorite studio album, so But, you know, now and then I'll, you know, throw in this and that. But anyway, there you go. Kiss Wednesday. Music from the elder. So, hey, and a lot of people hate it. I get it. Leave your comments below if you hate it. Leave your comments below if you love it. Or leave your comments below if you're indifferent. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. All right, everybody. Stay frosty. Listen to Sabbath. And SHMACKEMAGOB.